It's the Wildcard Podcast. Let's get started.
And welcome back to the OnWeb Studios. Actually, the Go Live Studios in Phoenix, Arizona. My name's James Mackey alongside Preston Grace and Curt Arnold. You're listening to episode 12 of the Wildcard Podcast. Today we're talking about the now Stanley Cup champion Vegas Golden Knights. After their owner promised within 6 years they would win one, they did it yesterday after beating Florida 9-3 and winning the series 4-1. Denver won the NBA Finals 4-1 as well.
Yep.
I
feel
feel
like
like
is the best player in the world officially.
I think the Heat won a pity game. I think that's what that was. The Heat didn't even really win a game.
They didn't win a game at home.
Yeah,
Like it was just sad.
Impressive to win in Denver, though. I mean,
Yeah, you end a team like that's playoff home win streak. That's kind of
Yeah, but the Nuggets lost 5 games all playoffs.
Yeah.
Something like that.
yeah. I don't think it's just they played really good at home.
I think they lost 4 games in total.
well, they have the biggest advantage in the NBA.
But for a team who's normally playing at sea level to come into their home and beat them is kind of a not that like elevation like is the process of how good the team is.
you go from super high elevation and kind of it's not warm, it's not cold either, but it's like about 50, 60 degrees in Denver. And then you go to Miami, super humid, super hot, and win 2 games like that. It kind of proves how good that team was. And people were saying, "Oh, this finals was super boring." It's just because the Nuggets were so good.
Yeah.
That's why.
I would have loved.
Sorry, go ahead.
I would have loved to see that go 6 or 7. Like I would have loved to see it be more competitive. I'm not gonna lie, but at the same time, I feel like everyone kind of knew after the Nuggets manhandled, and I say that and I mean that manhandled the Suns.
Hey, we had the longest series out of anyone versus Nuggets.
I know,
I'm just gonna point that out.
I kind of feel like we should have known that that's how the NBA Finals.
The one team they actually manhandled was the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm just gonna point that out.
Oh yeah, we actually lost 4 sort of winnable games, but the Nuggets are just too good. They close out every single time.
Low retirement, possibly.
For who?
Low retirement.
Oh, LeBron.
He said is he still considering or whatever?
No, that was all horse crap.
Yeah, retire
No, I know
for
he's
2
definitely
years,
not.
watch
I know
Bronny.
he's gonna wait for his kid, but
Retire for 2 years, watch Brownie in his rookie year, and then come back and play with him. I don't feel like that
depends where. I mean, if he's top draft pick,
Didn't he went to USC, right?
I don't feel like
he's
that's
going to.
Yeah, he committed.
Yeah.
Committed to USC.
I don't feel like 2 years off and then waiting for your son. I mean,
I don't think he's gonna take 2 years off.
I know, but that's been the storyline for so long. Is that like he's gonna join wherever Bronny goes after he gets drafted.
Well, he has so much power. You can just tell the league he wants to go there, and they'll put him there somehow.
The NBA
yeah.
NBA is just one big LeBronopoly.
Now, see, do I feel biased when you say that? A little bit. Should I? I don't know.
Do you feel biased? What would you?
No,
feel
it's
Do
pretty
I
correct.
feel your
mean,
bias
You
when
see,
you say
like,
Oh, you got to realize I'm a Laker fan, not a LeBron fan.
that's facts.
When
That's
LeBron
facts.
leaves, I'm still a Lakers fan.
who was the player that retired this year? I forgot.
From what
In
team?
the NBA, I forget. There's
Player
someone.
that retired this year.
They're probably a lot of them.
Well, no, there was like one. They made like this video about honoring someone, and they still somehow included LeBron in it. Like I forgot who it was, but there's always just
Carmelo?
He's everywhere. Yeah, I think it was Carmelo.
Yes.
Yeah, they somehow included LeBron in his whole.
LeBron is the
retirement.
NBA. Let's not be wrong here. How long has that been?
Yeah, so I don't think it's biased for Preston to say that as a Lakers fan. I think that's just truth. He's everywhere.
Yeah, he is the NBA.
And even when the whole thing happened with the bubble, they said we're with LeBron. Like if
Yeah.
he says we're playing, we're playing.
I forgot who said that. They said if LeBron didn't play, nobody would play.
Yeah.
That's they were waiting on his decision.
Nikola Jokic, I think, was definitely the funniest of all, though, in his post-game presser after they won.
Yeah, he just wanted to go see his horses.
They were asking about the parade, and he's like, "When is parade?" And they're like, "Thursday." He goes, "No, I need to go home. I need to go home."
That's another 4 days.
They're saying that
Yeah.
NBA is just his side job.
Jokic is a full-time horse guy. You feel me? Like this man. I mean, oh man, I don't know. I feel like the Heat were they overmatched? Am I the only one that feels that way?
They were.
I don't think.
Do we feel like they should have beat Boston?
I'm shocked. You think you're the only one who.
Well,
feels
they
that
went
way.
up.
I just want to know.
That's obvious.
They went up 3-0 against Boston. What do you mean? Should they definitely deserve to beat them if you go up 3-0? I mean,
I guess
You think Boston
It's just
stood a-
weird that an 8 seed made it all the way from the play-in.
I don't
the
think
title,
they weren't
like them championship.
They were. I don't think they were an 8 seed. Like they were. They happened to be the 8 seed, but no way that team
And they
healthy that year. Like because they weren't healthy the whole year. If
they went
that
the
team,
entire playoffs without Tyler Hero.
Yeah.
20-point per game score.
that's a top 4
Oh,
or
that's right. I
5
forgot
seed
Hero got
if
hurt.
they're healthy.
And
Yeah.
Victor Oladipo.
Did Hero get hurt in the play-in?
And didn't Jimmy Butler
First-
get
first
hurt
game of
for
the playoffs.
one of the series?
against
for like a game or two.
Bucks.
Jimmy, yeah, he did.
His
It was
knee or
against.
whatever,
It was
ankle.
against the
The long lost son of Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
I forget who it is.
Hey, he needs to take a test for that. I think that's a possibility.
It's really interesting though because I saw this. I think it was yesterday. The Nuggets didn't beat a top 3 team the entire playoffs. They beat on ranking wise, but we think definitely the Suns I think are able to be calibrated as a top 3 team. The Lakers were a 7 seed, but the Suns were a 4 seed, and the Heat were an 8. So
The only reason the
Well, that's
Lakers were a
'cause they're-
7th seed was because
That's just seeding.
you
Yeah.
have pre-Westbrook Lakers and post-Westbrook Lakers. The pre-Westbrook Lakers are like not even a play-in team. The post-Westbrook Lakers are probably a top 4 team in the West, if you ask me.
Denver only lost
Yes.
1, 3.
Maybe.
Denver only lost 5 games in the playoffs.
Most
Yeah.
of which was to us, I believe.
Miami lost 6.
Not even us. It's Devin Booker missing 9 shots in 2 games.
Yeah.
Like 45 points with only 2 free throws. Like he was insane.
Don't forget about
Those
DeAndre
games.
Ayton's big 3 to cut the lead to 42. Woohoo!
You mean Landry
Yeah, I'm
Shamet?
pretty
Yes,
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
Shamit.
Come on now.
My bad. I'm
You
sorry.
think Ayton's hitting
DA
threes out
doesn't
here?
hit threes, bro.
No way.
He
You
can
never
shoot,
know.
just Don't let him.
Did Shaq ever hit his 3? He never hit a 3 in his
He
career,
hit
did he?
1.
Okay,
It was-
so
it
it's
was
possible.
It was a buzzer
Only
beater,
one?
Buzzer beater half court. He hit 1
In his life.
in his life.
I did not know that.
So it's
That's insane.
possible. Are we
Well,
counting?
some centers. I mean,
Well,
Jokic,
Ayton has
Jokic is wet from beyond the arc.
Ayton has
dude.
made
It's
plenty of
insane.
threes too.
Jokic is just wet. Period. Like,
Yeah,
he's
well,
just
he-
good.
Yeah, even on like irregular shots.
That's very true. Yeah. I mean, I feel like I don't know. I feel like the Nuggets were one of those teams where they were just so due to win one finally that it's good for them to have finally got one.
And the
Yeah.
entire city of Denver is just going to be buzzing. I think this is also going
Well,
to
they're going a little too crazy.
this is going
on
to
the news.
inspire the
9
Broncos
people
to
injured
play
in that
good.
shooting. That's
This is
crazy.
going to
Well,
inspire
and
the
there's
Broncos
just
to play good. This is going to inspire
messes.
probably
everywhere.
not, but the Colorado Rockies to play good.
The Rockies are the joke of Denver. They're
Absolutely.
Colorado's joke.
I
is
don't
the
think-
Rockies.
I think when the Avalanche won the cup, was that last year? Last year, it definitely inspired, but it's going to be a completely different level of inspiration from the Nuggets. Hopefully, the Denver Broncos do something.
I don't think I would love if that was true, but I don't think another team in the city winning a championship directly relates to how the baseball team or the football team.
You know what I really
plays.
love though?
Not directly, but it's like
Because like the Rockies are pretty. They're pretty terrible.
It's more like the like the fans. They're gonna
No, oh yeah, for sure. It's gonna be a fun time in Denver for the foreseeable future. But
if we may,
the Rockies are 29-40.
Stan Kroenke, the owner of the Nuggets, Avs, and Rams, has won
Bless you.
3 championships.
Wait, what about the Ram? What?
The owner of the Rams, the Avs, and the Nuggets is Stan Kroenke. He's won.
Wait, he owns those 3 teams.
He owns all 3 of those teams.
How rich is this guy? What's his name? Hold up. I did not know this.
well, not well. You
this
look at
guy's
the
name?
Rams now.
Stan Kroenke,
Stan Kroenke. What a guy.
STANKROENKE.
You look at the Rams now.
Okay,
they're
but like that
sort
doesn't
of-
matter.
They kind of got rid of all their future draft picks for one ring, which is obviously I'm not going to say for one ring because a ring is what. There are some teams who don't have a ring.
A ring is what everyone wants.
Wait,
A
you're
ring
talking
is what
about
everyone wants,
the-
but the Rams are in bad
Oh
shape.
yeah,
now.
yeah. The Rams are. Yeah.
What do you think
Hey,
about?
nice stadium though. Very nice stadium.
Yeah.
Hey, the
People
the
tearing
Chargers
their-
are getting one too.
People tearing their ACLs on the turf in SoFi Stadium.
You know who isn't tearing his ACL in training camp?
The people at State Farm Stadium.
No, you know who isn't tearing his ACL in training camp?
A lot of the NFL players. Hopefully, I don't
Two-time
want to see that.
NCAA champion Stetson Bennett, who's going off in OTAs.
That's good, bro. I hated the hate around him. If that
Because
makes
he
sense.
got a DUI like 2 weeks before.
Yeah, people
the
saying he's
draft.
too old. Like, are you kidding me?
Most of that team did.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Homie wins a natty, and they're like, "Nah, he's too old for the NFL."
What is he,
20
25?
Tom Brady was 65 playing in the NFL. Basically,
Dude was around when.
Not saying he's
planes were
Tom Brady.
invented.
I'm just saying give the kid a chance.
Well, he's got that kind of build to him, though. He's kind of he was super underrated. Like, he went 5th round, but you got to remember, he won not only 2 natties, he had a hell of a career at Georgia. And for being a walk-on, obviously understanding why he's 26 years old playing against kids who are 19 and 21, he still had a really good career at Georgia. He still deserves a lot of credit. Do I think 5th round is too low?
Isn't he a Heisman
Yes.
finalist? Top
Yeah,
3, right?
he was.
Somehow he's probably the worst Heisman finalist ever. If you ask me.
Yeah, he was.
How
he's-
many Bulldogs were drafted and just
Oh,
throughout
geez.
the
The whole
entire
team.
draft?
Pretty much.
Most of them went to the Philadelphia Eagles.
Can you look that up for me, James? Because if however many Georgia Bulldogs were drafted and their quarterback got drafted in the 5th round, that kind of shows how good that damn Bulldogs.
Well, their
team
defense was probably the greatest college defense ever assembled, if not this year or last year maybe. But their defense was ridiculous.
Off the top of my head, they had Jalen Carter. They had Keely Ringo. They had
shout out Sabercat.
Nolan Smith, who I don't think he played, but he's still really good. That's just off the top of my head. I'm sure there are more. No.
Didn't they destroy Alabama last year?
12, including 2 transfers.
Was that this year or last year they destroyed Alabama in the Natty?
Last year.
That was last year.
Yeah, that was
insane.
That was insane.
TCU in the Natty this year.
Oh, yeah, that wasn't even a... This year wasn't
70
even
like 10.
Before Stetson Bennett, you have Jalen Carter, Broderick Jones, Nolan Smith, Tyreek Stevenson. They're listing him because he transferred from UGA, but I don't count that one. Keely Ringo, and then Stetson, late 4th round. And then you have Chris Smith, the second, Robert Beal Jr., he's an edge rusher, Warren McClendon, he's an O-tackle, Amir Speed, who transferred from UGA, Kenny McIntosh was drafted by the Seahawks. He's a running back, and that was their 12th and final one.
So yeah, they had 12 NFL players on that team, the Bulldogs.
10, because 2 of them are
quarterback was drafted like what?
Middle of the pack, I would say.
Middle of the pack. That's how good that team was.
And I assume they probably,
they had 4 players drafted after.
They probably have a few kids that stayed that will be drafted in the future.
Here's the thing about Kirby Smart, and I've known this because I've watched college football my entire life. Kirby Smart is such a good head coach that he's going to build a program. Like, Michigan's doing the same thing. I think everyone hates Jim Harbaugh, obviously, for some reasons, Niners fans. But Kirby Smart is definitely one of the best coaches in the NCAA, and I'm more than happy to say that out loud. I think it's very true. And Georgia's going to be a force to be reckoned with for the foreseeable future, unlike Tennessee, who had one good year, and now they're going to be horrible again.
Hey, they're a baseball school.
Hey,
all good.
Tennessee's a baseball school, baby.
Go Vols.
Omaha bound, you know what I mean?
Oh, that's every year now, yeah.
Yeah.
Who they? I think they're playing TCU. Right?
Probably the coldest jerseys. Some of the coldest jerseys.
Those gray ones.
They're baseball ones.
The orange, dude, with the white.
Oh, hell yeah!
I love those gray ones.
Ooh, I think they have a cream set, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure.
We've kind of started to talk about the.
Oh yeah, we're just going everywhere today.
No, you're good. We're gonna kind of push into it a little bit further. Dalvin Cook was released by the Vikings,
and that the Vikings they're kind of getting rid of all their they got rid of Adam Thielen. They just got rid of Dalvin Cook. They got rid of Eric Kendricks. They're kind of moving on.
Yeah, they're going to be scary.
They're moving on from their not older, but they're kind of past.
The younger they get, the more scary I feel like they're going to be.
Yeah, you're right. I think Dalvin Cook was a little questionable of a release. I thought.
What's the running back they have now? What's his name?
Oh, actually, never mind. I had him last year on fantasy, and he did not.
He was not Dalvin Cook.
He did not do me well.
Well, I just pulled up NFL.com, and they have a list here. Dolphins, Broncos, Rams, and Giants are the 4 best team fits.
I doubt the Broncos. The
Giants would make 0 sense. He's going to back up Saquon if he does.
So that's 2. So then you have Rams and Dolphins.
Rams have a lot of money to spend.
Dolphins, he would start probably over Edmonds. Is that what they have? Edmonds and Mostert. He's pretty good.
Oh yeah, Raheem Mostert. Yeah, he's really good.
But I think Dalvin.
But he's also more. He's smaller. I think. So
if the Dolphins get Dalvin Cook,
that's pretty nasty.
That's the best.
Dalvin Cook is small, geez Louise.
That's the best fit. But I feel like
no, I was saying Mostert is.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Like smaller and faster, and Dalvin Cook is like the bigger.
They'll have a run game, the Dolphins, but they just if Tua isn't healthy, Mike White can't lead the pack.
That new helmet needs to work, dude. The helmet cam.
Did you guys see he
put the Polaroid on
his helmet?
Well, I don't even know why they were making fun of it. It's because he had like a camera on the side of his helmet so they could just look at his plays. Like, it's honestly smart.
Not only that, but when you have a lefty quarterback, like they're so like rare now to see. The last good one was Mike Vick, and now you have Tua come in who, if you put it, and this is always going to baffle me. I saw something last year where someone flipped the frame and he threw it right-handed, and he looked like a normal quarterback. It was weird.
I still believe
really weird.
When he wasn't unfortunately stumbling around the field last year, he was pretty good. But that's just because of unfortunate head injuries.
I think that it was that one. It was that one doctor that cleared him.
Yeah, their team doctor needed to be.
They
let him
got
play.
Fired.
He did. I think he got fired the game after.
Oh,
let him play through a concussion, which was just horrible.
Yeah, that was still really scary to see, though. Like either way, that's super frightening.
He's probably wearing a whole piece of just crazy technology on his head now.
Well, that new helmet's supposed to be like
probably has airbags.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't touch me. He's bubble wrapping. Just bubble wrap Tua. Forget about bubble wrapping.
Yeah, because their season depends on him.
Yeah, because
yes. Mike White can't do it. I'm sorry.
I keep forgetting they have Mike White as a backup.
The 2 fastest receivers in the league can't do much with no one to throw them.
Hey, you don't have to tell me Mike White can't do it. I'm a Bears fan. You think I don't know? Oh, that was Mike Glennon. Just kidding.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Just kidding.
Bears.
Bears. Speaking of the Bears,
Oh, no.
Oh boy, here we go.
Why?
receiving core, question mark?
No.
Best one in the league, question mark?
Absolutely not.
Chicago is not doing so hot in all
You
sports
really
right now.
think DJ Moore is going to bring you guys to that next level? He didn't really do much with Carolina. What makes you
Because
think he's
who
gonna
was
do
his quarterback at Carolina?
It was Baker and who was after that? PJ Walker? I don't know.
Both Chicago teams in the MLB
Sox.
almost have the same exact record.
Yeah, they're both terrible.
White Sox are worse, though. Cubs are 29
shut
and
up.
37.
Shut
White
up, I don't
Sox
hear
are
about it.
29 and 39. That's
up, I don't wanna
really
hear
terrible.
Because, Cubs are hurt. The Bellinger's out.
And
Somebody else.
Bellinger bats 200 on his career. You think he really matters?
And
Cardinals are
270
down
this
bad right now, dude. That's crazy.
year. Did they lose again today?
I'm not sure, but they're 27 and 42.
Wow. Wow, that is bad. I didn't know it was that bad.
2 and 8 for their last 10.
The Cardinals are?
Yeah.
That's really.
Geez.
Talk about the Oakland A's.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about the Oakland
yesterday
A's.
was
Actually-
that was hype when they started chanting "Sell the team."
The reverse.
It worked.
Reverse
It
see
worked
that? They had to-
so
boycott.
beautifully.
They had to pause the game because the pitch comm wasn't working because of how loud it was.
Yeah.
And the catcher was just smiling, and I was like, they must have loved it.
Everyone was wearing green shirts that said "sell" on it.
That whole A's team probably had the time of their lives last
Good
night.
for them.
Yeah.
I love to see that. Good for them.
The owner is trying to tell Rob Manfred that, hey, our fans, it's the fans' fault. Move us to Vegas. And the fans are like,
Psych.
no, it's your fault.
Yeah.
What's the owner's name? I forget. But the fans are saying,
no, not Cohen.
it's your fault. It's not our fault. It's your fault for not getting good free agents, not spending money in free agency, not drafting good players.
But yeah, it's because
your fault.
when he heard he can go to Vegas, he decided to tank the team.
And they've
That's
won,
true.
They've won 7 in a row now.
Yeah.
I don't think that. Yeah, I mean,
And they just
They're about
beat the best team in baseball.
Twice.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to continue. Unfortunately,
Obviously not.
Yeah, they're 19.
It has to end sometime.
They've lost 50 games, which is insane.
Yeah.
Maybe they break the record. What they previously said with 22-game win streak, and the Indians broke it.
If they win 22 games in a row this year, I'd be surprised.
That would be.
If they
I think
win
anyone
30
would be
games at all this
surprised.
year, I would be surprised.
They set the previous record. That's what I'm saying.
I don't. That's. Well, yeah, I don't think that's going to happen again anytime soon
Obviously,
for the
I was
A's.
just joking.
What was their payroll? Like $330 million? And
$2
Yeah,
in a
like I
bag of
said,
chips.
The signing bonus with everyone was a Snickers bar.
Man, you guys are too much for me. I kind of like what Oakland's doing. I like that whole thing.
What do you mean?
I like that they did that. I
The
like
fans,
That,
you
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
No, I don't like what the A's are doing.
Yeah.
I like what the fan base is doing though, to bring out.
Well, then this guy interviewed, like he had an interview, and he's like, I used to bring my kids here, and like they felt like it was a safe place. Like they would leave their jackets on their seats, and like it wouldn't get taken. And I was like,
That's the old
Yeah.
Oakland.
oh, I was like, yeah, I don't know
I saw that
if
interview.
that's ever happened in Oakland, but I mean, hey, maybe. I've never been there, but I just have heard stories of that stadium, and it's not the best.
I hope the fans keep this up too, because if it's just one game, it won't really.
I think
it
it
won't
is-
really do much.
Well,
No.
they're not gonna continue to get, what was it, 22,000?
27.
Yeah, they're not. They might get a little bit of a raise in attendance.
I think they need to continue to
summer.
do it.
They're
maybe.
getting very, very good national attention.
Just at least
Very good.
At least
Yeah.
till the end of June. Just keep doing this to show Rob Manfred that we want baseball in Oakland.
Well, I don't think Rob Manfred can't do anything about it.
Well, he
unfortunately,
can say, you know what, you're not moving to Vegas,
Hasn't already been shut down once,
and he
then
can
they reapplied.
and he can also force
Well, it's
the
been
owner to sell the
confirmed.
team.
They have their location for their stadium.
Oh, that's true. They did buy the land for it already.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think it's happening. And even then, I think if Manfred tried to step in, I think that would just piss off the owner even more. He'd be like, all right, let's.
He can force him to step down, which I think
Oh,
that won't
yeah,
happen. But that's
that-
what A's fans want him to
Well,
do.
Manfred is honestly as big of an idiot sometimes as this guy, so we'll see what happens
not bigger.
there.
My favorite will forever be the 2020. I think it was bubble year. After the Dodgers won it, Manfred's talking and his speech is being
was drunk.
jammed. No, he wasn't.
And
No,
wait,
He was
wasn't it-
wearing earpieces that
was
were
it
jamming.
booze?
it.
You're
Or
telling me
there's-
he wasn't drunk?
No, he wasn't drunk.
All right. I want
Good
the
Lord.
folks at home listening, pull up that interview. Tell me if he's drunk or
I
not.
wasn't watching. I'm not a Dodgers fan. Mickey Mouse ring, but
Yeah. Tell him about Corey Seager with your amazing performance.
He was not
Here is
drunk.
the World Series
Dog.
MVP. He was drunk.
he was off. Where was that? In
That dude was
Texas?
absolutely
Yeah.
smashed.
I'm outnumbered. I can't even help. Even Brian's sitting back there laughing at me. I'm outnumbered.
Brian, he was
can't-
smashed. You can't deny it.
Brian agrees. I guess fine. He was drunk. There you go. Shut up.
Woo!
That was not
Flair.
the only Mickey Mouse ring that LA won that year, though.
Well, we can have that argument all day, and I mean, I'll do it any day. But the Lakers ring is substantially more valid than with the D-back.
When the Reds and the Marlins make the playoffs that year, you can't really.
Well, there's that, and then
there was 16 playoff teams.
The only argument
Marlins beat the Cubs in the first round too. Don't forget that.
I use this every time someone brings this up. The only argument is that in 2019, the Nationals were the worst team in baseball 60 games in. We're one of the worst teams in baseball 60 games in, and then once the season's over, they win the World Series.
That was like the year of...
You can't judge an MLB season off of 60 games.
St. Louis Blues came from the clouds. Washington Nationals came from the clouds.
Yeah, those 2 years of were just...
And beat the cheating Astros, mind you.
Good Lord. I could talk about that one all day, too.
Hey, me too. I'm an Astros fan now, honestly.
The fact that they...
What did you just say?
I think that they got way too much hate for what they did, honestly.
And there's only like 3 players left
cheating
on that
is
original
cheating.
team.
Especially Altuve. Altuve, he never was part of it. I saw this whole thing, like they did an investigation. He said no, like to all this. I think we've almost talked about this on this podcast before. I'm not sure.
Probably.
But no, the Astros, and especially now, they're just a good baseball team. Like there's no question.
What players?
Yeah, they have really good.
Like they won last year
really
because
good.
they were simply the best team.
Jordan Alvarez wasn't on that team. It was Bregman, Correa. He's gone.
Those two probably definitely cheated. Well, no,
Altuve.
this guy on YouTube did a breakdown. He did the math, like how the percentages of how much these players got signals, like for what pitch. And every time Altuve did it, he looked to the dugout and said no. Like they said, like he got 3% of them or something, which is insane. So the buzzer was fake, all that. Like,
the buzzer was
his
fake.
career pretty much got tarnished for what happened, even though he's one of the best second basemen in not currently now, but one of the best second basemen to ever play, honestly.
Well, let's keep talking about the MLB here. This list of injuries that I see in front of me: Jordan Alvarez and McCullers Jr. for the Astros, Hendricks for the White Sox,
tough.
which that's elbow inflammation.
Wait, how long is Alvarez out for?
Jordan.
I think 10 day.
Oh, yeah, that's not bad.
He's going to miss at least 4 weeks due to a right oblique sprain.
Oh, I was wrong.
Ooh.
From Thursday.
McCullers is a big hit, though. That sucks.
He's injured every season, though.
I think he has
He has the best slider in the league, but
I don't know if it was 17, but he did crazy in 17, and there's no cheating and pitching. So.
Mitch Haniger, J.D. Davis, and Alex Wood for the Giants. We got Carlos Rodon, Bader, and Judge for the Yanks. Buxton for the Twins.
I think Rodon's supposed to be back soon, though.
Bellinger for the Cubbies. Rodon through live batting practice on Sunday and is scheduled to face hitters again on Thursday before Monday.
Isn't that the guy who threw a no-hitter 2 years ago? And
that would have been a perfect game.
Crazy overhyped.
Yeah, he hit the...
Where is
2
he
outs
now?
in the ninth. Yankees.
He was on the Giants, though, right?
He was. Last year he was on the Giants. He was hurt most of the
time.
time.
I think he was way overhyped, to be honest.
But he threw the no-hitter on the White Sox.
He was really good.
Really? I thought that was with the Giants. Oh, yeah, I remember.
He got hurt last year.
And then he went to...
And he ended the season on the IL last year. What's his name? I forgot about it. Oh, good.
What team?
Jacob deGrom.
Oh, yeah.
Jacob deGrom is out.
That time of year again.
That's no surprise. And I hate it. It honestly, nothing against deGrom. It just sucks that he can never seem to play a full season. If he did, he would be Cy Young probably easily.
The game is a lot better with him pitching.
Yeah.
For sure.
And the team's a lot better. And I don't know.
I don't know. The Rangers are one of the hottest teams in the league right now, dude.
I think they're fluke.
Really?
I personally think.
Really?
You think Nathan Eovaldi is going to still be the best pitcher in the league?
I do.
You think Nathan Eovaldi is going to be the best pitcher in the league? You're crazy. Semien, he's really good. Corey Seager's doing really good.
That's crazy. Hey, they're 5-5 for their last 10, so we'll see. And maybe it changes.
Yeah. They have some good players. I don't think that Nathan Eovaldi and John Gray can lead you to a.
Isn't Josh Young kind of going off a little bit or no?
Who? Josh Jung.
Is it Young or Jung?
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah.
Him and Jonah
He's
Heim.
An all-star. He's also an all-star, Jonah Heim.
Yeah, I think they have but look at their division. I mean, Houston's hurt right now. The Angels
Houston's not
can't
playing.
get past Houston.
Seattle stinks.
Seattle's 500 in
Which
Oakland.
sucks, dude. I thought they were going to be so much better after last year.
Who's Seattle?
Yeah.
Didn't they almost make the playoffs?
They did make the playoffs. They put all their eggs in one basket with Robbie Ray, and it hasn't worked out.
Well, they basically signed the entire Reds team from last year or 2 years ago.
It was that trade for
Suarez,
Eugenio, and Jesse Winker.
Yeah, Jesse Winker. Don't they have a pitcher too?
Big prospect in that. I don't remember his name.
Luis Castillo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
It's coming to me. Yep.
But yeah,
not Ellie.
Speaking of Seattle and their players, isn't Kyle Lewis for the D-backs coming back soon? Was he on his rehab?
He's
or
been
am I
playing
tripping?
really
He's
good
been-
in the
he's
minors, if
been
I
tripping
remember
now.
correctly.
Yeah,
Are we waiting because we don't have the space right now, or I don't know what the deal is?
Well, where are
with
you going to
that.
put him?
Paven
I mean,
Smith can get the heat,
yeah.
though. He
Paven's-
stinks.
Yeah,
You
Paven's,
hate
I don't-
Paven, and I love it.
He stinks.
I love that
I will
you
say
hate
he's
Paven.
been a
What
lot
is there to
better.
like?
He's been a lot better than obviously the last few years. But yeah, I'd much rather have Kyle Lewis because even Kyle Lewis, he didn't for the 5 games he
Let's
played
see.
in the beginning of the season. He did all right. I mean, I
Paven
thought.
Smith, he'll hit 15 home runs, 15 to 17 home runs a year. He's not fast.
He's just famous because
He
he
has-
paid off his mom's
He has
like, his
average
parents' mortgage or something.
average.
The answer to your question is Noel V. Marte, by the way.
Noel V. Marte.
Sorry.
I
Thank
don't know
you.
that
Thank you.
Continue what you were saying.
But yeah, Paven Smith, he's not an MLB player. That's all I'm saying. And we shouldn't be batting him
Yeah.
leadoff every night.
Yeah, well, I noticed. I mean, I thought he's only in when we have like the the not so good lineup. Even though when we have that in, I always feel like
If a
we
righty's
win
on-
by like 10.
If a righty's on the mound, he is leadoff. If a lefty's on the mound, he bats sixth.
To answer your
Yeah.
question, Carson Kelly, Joe Mantiply, and Kyle Lewis were all activated yesterday. Kyle Lewis was optioned with Kevin Ginkel and Jose Herrera to AAA Reno.
Yeah, Kelly caught yesterday, right? Or no, 2 nights ago.
Yeah, he caught the last 2 games.
Yeah, and went over. I'm
homestand.
pretty sure. So
Well,
Remember the conversation we had last week?
You can't expect him to just
why no?
get it going.
I
The
also,
The conversation
I
we had
also
last
wasn't
episode
expecting
was,
us to plug
does
him in right
Carson
away.
Kelly, does he slot back into the lineup?
I don't know.
You said no.
I think they just want to give Gabriel Moreno like a little
break,
bit. He was
but it
playing,
deserves it.
He was
But I
playing
hope-
every single day.
I hope that doesn't cool him off. Because even then we had Moreno doing well, and then our other catcher wasn't doing horrible, right?
Herrera.
Yeah.
Who's-
Isn't he hitting like over 300?
No.
Who's the one?
They
player?
just he's in AAA now.
I know, but who's our one guy? Oh gosh, I don't
Perdomo?
know. Hold up.
You remember how much I hated on Geraldo Perdomo?
He's hitting like over 300, but he obviously doesn't have the at bats to like
Dominic Fletcher?
No.
Dude's just gonna name the whole team though.
I can.
That's fine.
I would
And I
hope.
normally-
I watch him
I
every single
should
day.
be able to.
What position is he?
Oh yeah, Rivera.
Emmanuel
third
Rivera.
base. Sorry, he's hitting like. I want to say he's hit.
He can't
Yeah,
be
he's hitting
stopped.
348,
He's really good.
which is insane. I mean,
But
he has.
he started the year in AAA, which is
Yeah.
ridiculous.
That's insane, dude. 112 at bats, hitting 348. That's impressive.
Did you see that
One home run,
Henry Davis got the call in Pittsburgh?
Oh, he
Oh,
did.
to AAA. Sorry, to AAA.
I was gonna
Not
say,
AA, to AAA.
But to
I'm sorry.
AAA, that means he might be up by he might be a late September call up if he does good enough.
If Pittsburgh can stay on the track they're on, they're first in the NL Central. Mind you, the rest of that division is abysmal.
I think the Pirates will fizzle out
It's like
before
the AL Central and the
before the
NL
Rangers.
Central are the worst divisions in the league.
But can we talk about the AL East real fast? Every team in that division is over 500 except for now the Red Sox, who are 2 under.
Yeah, who's in fourth?
Toronto, 37 and 31.
Do you imagine being 6 games over 500 and fourth in your division?
That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
Only one team is over 500 in the AL Central, and it's the Twins.
I feel like this happens every year though, and then like
Cleveland
half
won't
of the
catch 'em.
teams end up.
Cleveland won't
yeah,
catch 'em.
half of these teams end up just fizzling out.
Jose Ramirez is catching up. He's catching fire. I meant to say, not catching up.
He's got to start getting hot, dog. If he doesn't, they're in trouble. He's as much as I hate him, I think he's
Is
one
Shane
of the
Bieber
best
even-
players
You
in the
hate
division.
Jose Ramirez.
What do you mean? How do I hate Jose Ramirez? I'm a White Sox fan.
Okay, that's a bit uncalled for.
Okay. Well, I sincerely despise him. I don't hate
Sure.
him. I despise him.
Sure, that's fair.
You hate him as a player.
As a player, not a person.
Okay.
Hate him as a player.
okay, I mean,
Love him as a person. He's a great person, from what I've heard. Just like Brad Marchand.
Change up.
Everyone hates him as a player, but he's a great person. You know, Jose Ramirez, not my cup of tea or my cup of seeds or whatever we want to call it. Tampa Bay, still 26 games over 500 and losing to the worst team in the MLB. That's this year is just so odd to me.
Well, they're a home team. You know, they're 31-7 at home and 17-15 away, which speaks volumes. Which is crazy because they don't have anyone show up to their games. I mean, I went to the Tropicana last summer and I was just shocked. Honestly, I mean,
didn't they want to move to like Montreal or something?
The Trop.
no, they
yeah,
want to.
yeah.
No, they want to move.
They
Just
probably just
in the
want a
same
new
city.
stadium.
Yeah, they want. I think they're trying to because they're technically not even in Tampa. They're in St. Petersburg, and their stadium, like I said, is just a dump. I mean, I was like, this looks like it could be a AA, AAA stadium.
It's not even.
It's
It's
too
like
big,
2
too.
decks. It's
not even too big.
And the dome is just. I feel like
it's outdated.
I almost say the opposite. It's almost not like it's not big enough. Like the entire right field barely has any bleachers. Like there's no.
TBH, I feel like the standard now in the MLB is a roof that will retract.
Yes, it is.
It depends.
Either have a
Texas,
roof,
Arizona.
Either have a roof.
Well,
or
when
not.
Arizona's works, but it depends like where the city is. It was broken for like most of the season.
You need a roof in Florida with all the weather they get.
That's rain, snow. But even then, like NFL baffling. That's not.
But just
or not snow in the MLB. Sorry, I'm talking about like football,
like what?
really. But I'm saying like there's even NFL stadiums that the highest snowfall in the United States, and they don't have a roof.
and all like
Tampa or not
Or
Tampa Bay.
SoFi,
Green Bay,
where you were
insane.
just praising, was leaking during the national championship game.
Oh really?
Yeah,
From rain or from?
yeah. The leak was roof was leaking.
Yeah, well, that's a few $1 billion down the drain right there. Don't they not even have like? Oh yeah, they can't even have like covered parking because of the airport, like the flight path. And there's no like, isn't there no tailgating or whatever? Or no, that was for
no
college.
tailgating.
That was for college.
That
I
was
think.
for the
I was
the
gonna
Jimmy,
say,
the
yeah,
college
yeah.
football playoffs.
And
That was
NFL
a big deal. That was a
made by
huge deal.
tailgating.
They were afraid all the Georgia players would be out drinking before the game started. Everyone tailgated. That was really rude of me. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that one. That's my bad.
Damn. You should be ashamed.
I should be exiled. No, I'm just kidding. What team has surprised you so far
In what sport?
in baseball,
Baseball. What team has surprised me so far? The Tampa Bay Rays.
other than the Diamondbacks?
D-backs continue to surprise me every day.
Miami Marlins. They're really good.
Jazz Chisholm.
Rangers is for me. I mean, I don't even.
Yeah, I feel like Texas is one of those teams where like no one talks about them unless they're like really good or really bad.
I mean, I'm happy for it because they spent so much money last year and were just so bad.
Yeah, their middle infield is making like $250 million.
Yeah, and
Do you
now
really
at
think
least
Eovaldi's
they're
out of his
playing
prime?
like it.
Do I think Eovaldi's out of his prime?
Yeah.
No, but I don't think he can lead you to the promised land, which is the playoffs.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Yeah, if you told me in
He-
2023 he'd be like a top 3 pitcher, I'd be like, what are
He
you talking
cannot
about?
be your best player in the playoffs. Or not player, best
Yeah.
pitcher in the playoffs. And John Gray sure as hell cannot be your second best pitcher in the playoffs. They need to get something.
And they have DeGrom for like 5 games a year. So
Yeah.
Well, Andrew Heaney,
whatever
is good
team
this
he's
year.
on. Do they even have a bullpen? I don't know who's in their bullpen.
Eovaldi's 9-2 on the year.
Yeah,
That's
he's having a
impressive.
great
Hey.
year, but I'm just saying I don't think
2.49 ERA with 83 strikeouts across 86.2 innings pitched and a .98 WHIP.
Like it's
That's
kind of what
horrible.
happened. You remember Tony Gonsolin last season?
Yeah. He's horrible now, isn't he?
He was the starter for the National League in the All-Star game.
Mm-hmm.
And what did he do after that?
Fizzled out.
Fizzled out, gave up a bunch of runs against the Padres. It was just not. And that I feel like it's going to be something like that. Nothing against Eovaldi. I just don't think he's the best pitcher in the league.
Well, he gave the Dodgers 6 scoreless frames yesterday that lowered his ERA to 1.93 against the
Gonson's having a good season, but I'm talking about last season. After the All-Star break, he stunk.
Yeah, and I feel like the same thing kind of happened with like Joe Mantiply last year. Like he was really good. He made the All-Star roster. He was good in the All-Star game, and now look at him.
I would just like to point out that I did not know this was the case, but in the National League Cy Young predictor, at least for ESPN right now, Merrill Kelly is at number 2 and Zach Gallen at number 3, which is just beautiful.
Who's
to see.
one? Strider?
One is Mitch Keller right now.
Keller?
But
What?
I was not expecting Kelly to even slide up in the top 5. I mean,
He's been better than Gallen this
Yeah.
whole month. He's been better.
that's insane.
He pitched.
Where's Stroman at?
Well, Merrill Kelly actually has
Stroman should be 4.
he has the least
Stroman
amount
should
of
be
earned
2, if
runs.
you ask me.
Strider 4, I feel like. And then
Yeah,
Stroman
Strider.
5 probably.
He's
Well, yeah, Gallen's ERA is up over 3 now, but it's 309.
Strider's at
Okay, yeah,
100 plus strikeouts, isn't he?
Gallen got lit up by the Tigers
Strikeout.
because they're making him pitch at 8:30 in the morning.
Strider, yeah, he's at 127, but he's
This guy.
he's in 8th right now because I think, yeah, he has a 4.2 or 4.12 ERA. That ain't gonna slide, bro.
No, you can't win the Cy Young with a 4 year.
Yeah, that's not gonna slide.
That's not how that works.
But I'm just,
But he gets a lot of strikeouts.
Very happy with,
So-
more Merrill Kelly over than Zach Gallen because
So
I mean,
two D-backs are
Top
2 and 3.
I love it.
You said one was Mitch Keller.
Yeah,
He's really good.
I would just like to call back to one of the first episodes of the Wildcard Podcast when I said that Marcus Stroman is a second half pitcher because clearly I'm being proven wrong right now. 7-4, 2.42 ERA across 14 games, 85 and 2/3 innings.
he's in
and
5
73
right now.
strikeouts.
It's too bad the Cubs suck.
Pitching only gets you so far.
So David Bednar is that a
Reliever
relief pitcher?
for the Pirates.
He's 4th in Cy Young, which is crazy.
He's
that
a
feels
reliever.
really wrong.
Yeah, I
don't think a closer has won a Cy Young
since Mariano Rivera, I think.
Mariano Rivera or Raleigh Fingers. He won
Oh,
MVP.
dear Lord.
Eric Gagne won a Cy Young with the Dodgers.
But he deserved it.
I don't even know how Mitch Keller, because Mitch Keller has a 3.41 ERA, even though he has 101 strikeouts.
Yeah,
but Mitch Keller's having the year of his career. This is the year for him. He's been horrible.
Who? Sorry,
Mitch Keller.
Oh yeah,
he's been horrible for
I'm
most
happy
of the
for
year.
it. Yeah, I'm happy for
most of his career. Really, he's having a great year.
I want him to be
horrible.
like top 3 pitcher though. I want Zach Gallen to get his.
And we talked about kind of.
Young.
I think it was the Suns before the podcast began that they're trading away all like their youth, but there are some teams who are bringing in youth, and I think that's a good example of what the Pirates are doing. Mitch Keller's young. Obviously, they still have a couple players on that roster who are on the older side, like Bednar, who's been in the league for a while.
Andrew McCutchen.
Rich Hill. Andrew
Trade
McCutchen.
for Bednar, Diamondbacks, Mike Hayes.
Is Rich Hill even pitching good anymore? He's got to be 50, 45. 40.
But then they have young infielders, Brian Hayes and Rodolfo Castro. Their outfielder, they got G1 Bay, Connor Joe, who was subpar with the Rockies, and now that he's a Pirate, he's definitely one of the better outfielders.
And imagine if Cruz never got hurt.
Brian Reynolds, Jack Sawinski. If O'Neal Cruz didn't get hurt, he would definitely be up there as well.
Who was that guy they traded to? I forgot who. They had like a second baseman or shortstop.
Adam Frazier?
Yeah, Frazier. Where did he go?
Baltimore. He stinks.
Yeah. Oh, really?
He doesn't stink, but he's not batting 360 like he was with the Pirates.
The MLB is definitely becoming the league of youth. Spencer Strider is younger, isn't he?
Yeah.
So he's
This
also
is
Stash.
He was a rookie last year. This is his second year.
Yeah, the mustache makes him look about 35 though.
these
mustache power. Bring it back.
We're seeing youth is affecting the way that the league is played right now. I mean,
no more Albert Pujols.
No
more.
Joey Votto's
NBA too. I mean,
dead.
NBA. You have these guys that were in their prime 10 years ago, like KD, LeBron, and they're on their way out. You already have Carmelo.
Look at the NFL. No more Brady. No more Drew Brees.
Yeah.
Peyton Manning, Eli Manning.
We were due for it anyway.
Roethlisberger,
Aaron Rodgers
Phillip
is on his way
Rivers.
I mean, it depends how he
Everything's
performs
changing.
this year. I feel like Rodgers has
2 years at best.
Yeah.
If he keeps winning, I say 5, dude.
But the youth.
The
youth is taking over sports.
He wants to be done soon. So
it is, and it's good to watch. It's fun to watch. It's definitely scary to think that some of the guys that were born in 2002 are taking over
it's
sports.
insane. People my age now.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was watching the NHL draft, and there were 17-year-olds getting drafted. It made me feel old. I'm 19. And I was like, wow.
Yeah, this year consensus number one overall pick, Connor Bedard is 17 years old.
Yeah, makes me feel old.
Bedard. Where's he going?
Chicago.
That's
Should he
right.
be? No. Is he? Yes.
Yeah.
Be happy.
I'm not.
You're not happy.
How are you
No,
not happy?
I'm not happy.
As a Blackhawks fan.
Because, look, we're gonna pivot into the NHL. Here's the thing about
already did.
the NHL draft.
You're a weird
Okay.
Chicago fan.
No,
You're
listen,
a
hear me
weird
out.
Chicago fan.
No, hear me out about this, and then we'll talk about it.
I guess. I'm listening.
On paper, the Coyotes did something that was significantly better, air quotes, than the Blackhawks did. The Blackhawks have a 6-year Stanley Cup three run, now tarnished by a sexual assault case. The Coyotes break 1 or 2 rules when it comes to scouting players for the draft and have to give up their first round pick. The Blackhawks got a $2 million slap on the wrist.
Well, I don't know. I have no idea what you're talking about right now. When did all this happen?
The Coyotes, it was, I think, 2 years ago.
Well, I heard about that, but I don't know about...
Oh, the Blackhawks, it happened across the span of their Stanley Cup, their 6-year dynasty.
Not good.
And so they basically got fined, but were not punished any draft picks. And I think that's BS.
Well, I mean...
Because now they're the worst team in the league.
Hold on.
And they get rewarded by taking the number 1 overall draft pick?
Let's... Was it in the franchise? Like, were the players doing this? Like, it was the sexual assault, or was it the organization?
It was a player, and it was a video coach was sexually assaulting a player.
What?
And the player reported it to the head coach, GM, owner, and they swept it under the rug to finish the cup run.
Oh, okay, so that's really bad.
So it was an actively ongoing scandal for
I don't think
2 of the 3 cup rings, and they just swept it under.
You can't punish the team for that happening because that's obviously that's a crime for that.
But you can punish them for not taking care of it.
You can punish the team for sweeping it under the rug.
Thank you very much.
I would. Still though, I would be happy even with that happening. I would be happy with.
Would it be nice to see
I
the
would be
Coyotes
okay
get
with
the pick?
having the best hockey prospect probably since what's his name?
Connor McDavid.
No. Oh, with Connor McDavid. But then the Oilers, like Hall of Famer.
Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah, Gretzky. I can't even think of his
Speaking
name.
of which, Jack Eichel just won a ring before Connor McDavid did, which he was drafted after Connor McDavid, which I think is even better. Because everyone's like, oh, Connor McDavid's the best player in the league. And then Jack Eichel's like, hold my beer.
Yeah, Jack Eichel. What a guy.
Man, dude. Vegas wins, like I said earlier, the Cup in game number 5.
It's so funny.
Against Florida. It was 9-3.
Saw this comment. It was like all these lifelong Vegas fans finally get their ring. I was like, let's go. It definitely. I mean, it did. It was rocking in there, but it did not. It just didn't look like a pure sports city. It just
it's an expansion.
How long do you think that party went? How long?
I don't know.
I definitely think it went into this morning.
No, maybe. But what I'm saying is like that stadium, how they were rocking. It did not look like a.
Did you see all the people outside though?
No, I know, but like it felt different than an actual 20+ year old sports team winning a finals. Like
Alex Pietrangelo won his second one as well. He was also a Blue. Yeah.
Former Blues getting it done, baby. Woo!
Ryan O'Reilly.
By the way, Austin Matthews, you'll look great in a Blues jersey.
Stop it. No, anywhere other than Arizona is a crime for Matthews. I'll let him stay in Toronto, but anywhere other than Arizona is
What do you
bad.
think about Shane Doan leaving?
Where's he going?
He is going to be
Toronto.
AGM in Toronto.
Well, that's no shot. I mean, if we had a stadium, he probably wouldn't be leaving.
No, I don't think it. I think what needs to be talked about is the fact that he took a higher role in an organization. Like, he was a scouting and a player talent director here. He doesn't want to do that. He wants to be somewhere where he's going to make big bucks. He's going to win big things. And Toronto's on that up. Like, I mean, obviously they just lost in the second round to Florida, but they made it out of the first round. They look much better on paper than they've ever looked before.
They have some miserable fans, though. I mean, just...
Marner and Matthews are really gelling. They have really good leaders on that team. Ryan O'Reilly's going to definitely be coming back. I feel like they're going to re-sign him. Toronto's going to be one of the better teams in the league next year. I'm going to say it right now, and I'm going to archive this, and we'll come back to it when hockey starts in October.
That's not a hot take, though, James. That's a pretty obvious take. They're going to be pretty good next year.
I think the Coyotes will win the Stanley Cup. Lock it down.
When?
No, actually,
right now.
2047.
Actually, a week ago. 2 days ago. No,
yesterday.
Next year. Lock it down.
I'm locking it in.
I can't name a single player on the Coyotes, but lock it down.
I'm locking my pick in. Jersey Devils.
Okay. I can
either
name,
New Jersey or New York.
I can name
one of those
the
two.
brothers that are on that team. I can do that. Jack and something Hughes or whatever. Luke. Yeah.
Jack Hughes is so good.
Quinn Hughes is
I
good
know
too. He's
hockey.
No one here talks about him, but he's in Vancouver. I do just want to take a moment. I think we're kind of running out of time. I'm not 100% sure. Jonathan Quick, this is my favorite clip of the night. First of all, Phil Kessel won another ring
King.
after setting the Iron Man streak in the league, which is the most consecutive games played, gets scratched for the playoffs, then wins a Stanley Cup. I love that. Told media that they doubted him when he was in Toronto, and now he's won 3 rings, and he's just kind of rubbing in the face. Toronto media got butthurt over this. I think it's so funny. I was looking this morning. I just searched Phil Kessel Stanley Cup, and I found 4 articles. One from the Daily Hive. It says Phil Kessel claps back at Leaf media after winning 3rd Stanley Cup. One from Narcity. Ex-Leaf Phil Kessel won his 3rd Stanley Cup and took a shot at his old team. The Toronto Sun and the Toronto Star both got a hold of this as well. And both Toronto Sun, Phil Kessel skewers Toronto, and Toronto Star said Phil Kessel fires shots. How do you think Coyotes fans feel? You take all this time to take shots at a market like this one where we're having troubles getting a ring, an arena, and a fan base is definitely smaller, but they still sell out 4,600 seats a game, and they're butthurt. They're butthurt because
the A's can sell that many tickets.
They're butthurt because Phil Kessel, who was nobody in Toronto, nobody in Toronto, nobody in Pittsburgh, nobody in. This made me so fun. I just laughed.
And
at
the
that.
Coyotes do not sell out.
They sold that. Okay, on technical.
Look at it.
Of the technical term, all 82 games, all 41 games this year at Mullet had a full ticket sell.
And that is probably the easiest thing to do ever.
No.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
A WNBA team could sell out 5,000 seats.
Look
probably.
at the attendance numbers.
It would be a challenge,
matters.
but they could probably.
Who cares about the?
They were at 4,600 all year.
Look at the attendance was not.
Well,
do not sit here and lie to me.
I would just say it's super easy to fill out.
I refuse to
46,000 seats when
4,600.
The probably worst team off in baseball right now can do it every night, which is the A's. They get 3,000, 4,000 a night?
Yeah,
maybe.
And that's more than the Coyotes.
All right, fine. So other than Phil Kessel, who I think deserves the world, Jonathan Quick and Alec Martinez also both won their second ring on the 9-year anniversary of the Kings winning their ring in 2014.
LA sucks.
No, but it's funny because Jonathan Quick was traded from the Kings to the Blue Jackets in a trade no one saw coming, and he was stabbed in the back, wasn't told anything, found out through social media, then was traded from Columbus to Vegas, didn't play a single period of hockey in the playoffs. Then when Alec Martinez had the cup, he handed the cup to Jonathan Quick.
Is he still starting?
Jonathan Quick?
Yeah.
No, they had 4 goalies on that team.
Okay, I was about to
They
say,
had
because
4 goalies.
I remember him back when I was 10 watching the Coyotes, and when they were didn't they almost make the playoffs? Make the playoffs 10 years ago.
2012.
Yeah, I remember hearing about Jonathan Quick, and I was like, oh, I actually know who that guy is. He's on the Kings. I hate the Kings.
It just will forever be funny to me that Alec Martinez, instead of hanging it to literally anybody else, goes right to Jonathan Quick, who didn't play a single period in the playoffs.
He still gets a ring.
And he gets a
ring. They
and
had
his
4
name's on the
goalies,
top.
though?
Yeah. Laurent Brossoit.
Is that even allowed? I thought you had to have 2.
Aiden Hill, Jonathan Quick, and Logan Thompson. It's allowed in the playoffs. They had 2 goalie scratches every night.
If the 3 goalies get that's not even possible.
Well,
for the 4th one to
Brossoit,
go
Thompson, and Aiden
be
Hill
a-
all played in the
a
season.
car
so their
crash.
names will all go on the cup. And then Quick played the required amount of games for the Kings, so his name also goes on the cup. I think he played in 3 for the Knights after he got
4
traded.
catchers in baseball. There's no point in it.
Well, except
Well,
in baseball,
that
you can
makes
put him
more
in
sense.
DH or
Yeah.
wherever
And,
their
even then,
secondary
catchers,
spots.
you can have a pitcher who likes a certain catcher. That makes more sense than having 4
Lucas
goalies.
Giolito and Sebi Zavala.
Even the D-backs, we have 3 now.
The team doesn't carry 3 catchers though. I mean, you can, but
D-backs.
it's not. They do not. They carry 2.
Oh,
Okay.
we sent.
All right,
sent
okay,
Marco?
we're getting
Herrera.
We're
Gotcha.
getting all mumbo jumbo. Thank you so much
Brian's yelling at us.
for listening. He's giggling. Thank you so much for listening to episode 12 of the Wildcard Podcast. Once again, from the Go Live Studios in Phoenix, Arizona. My name's James Mackey, alongside Curt Arnold and Preston Grace. We thank you so much for listening on Spotify, Amazon, Apple, and more. Share us, follow us on Instagram and Twitter. We will talk to you in the next episode number 13. Lucky number 13 coming up next. See you.
Bye.
You've been listening to the Wildcard Podcast. Download and subscribe today on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and more.